Hello, how's it going? It's Bashana. Glad to be back on one more time to talk to you guys. Happy, what is this, Thursday? I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful day. Come on in. Welcome to my live. Say hello when you get in so I can see who's on. And I say that every time, but I think I have it down by now. What is it, like 5 weeks in? And I think I finally figured out how to see my comments. So say hello. Let me know who's on so that I can say hello back to you. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can know that as well. So anyway, I am going to be talking about changing careers in the new year. I know it's that time of year. Everybody's thinking about what they're going to be changing, what they're going to be doing new and different. And I want to help you if a new career is in your horizon for the new year. So, okay, I'm hitting my microphone again. That's another thing I do all the time, isn't it? So anyway, if you are catching this on the replay, type replay in the comments so I can know who is seeing this live on the replay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you know by now, hopefully, and for those of you who don't, I'll just reintroduce myself. I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I am also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast that's centered around the exact same things, helping women who are stuck in their careers to figure out, what they need to do to make more money, to have more promotional opportunities, or just not necessarily promotional if that's not what they want, but just to have more growth opportunities within their careers and to have more fulfillment and more impact. Now, what I really came to talk to you about, which is this changing careers in 2019. So how many of you are thinking about changing your careers in 2019? You're fed up with the job that you have and you are ready to move on to something new, to something different, to a different challenge, whatever the reason happens to be. If you're ready for a career change, type me in the comments if you can hear my face and see my voice. That's not right. If you can hear my voice and see my face. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, so this one I think is something that is timely because everybody is, planning, like I said, and if you're not planning yet, you're thinking about planning or what you want to plan about because New Year's is just around the corner and people are getting ready to start New Year's resolutions and all of those kinds of things. And so what I'm talking about today is just a little something to, give you something to stew on over the next couple of weeks as you figure out and better define what it is that you want in 2019 out of your career. So before I get into it, of course, I want to invite you to tag a friend, tag a coworker, invite a family member, and share this broadcast so that people who need this information because they're getting ready to make a big career change will have access to it. So the little share button at the bottom, just press it. Now, as I was saying, the new year is right around the corner. We have about 3 or 4 more weeks left in December, and it's a wrap. There's nothing else left. And so with people planning and thinking about planning, about resolutions, about big changes that they want to make their 2019 the best year ever, then we want to talk about, especially for those who are talking about career changes as part of that, we want to talk about, how do you do it? How do you do it well so that you can enjoy the fruits of the decisions that you're making? Because just like every other change, choosing to change careers is never an easy decision. And we talked about change, maybe that was last week or the week before last. You can go back and check those videos out if you're in the middle of some kind of change or transition and get some great tips about that. But once you've decided to make a change, you made that decision, even though it might have been a hard one, you made the decision that this is what you want to do. Planning for that transition is key. Planning can be the difference between feeling excited and rejuvenated about the move versus feeling afraid and overwhelmed and frustrated. However, it is worth every effort that you put into it if you're pursuing your passion, if you're, pursuing your talents and skills and you're honing them and you're growing them and you get opportunities to do work that brings you fulfillment or just better career opportunities all around, is well worth it. And so that little bit of planning that it takes will be well worth your effort. So before you make the big jump, I'm going to give you a few things to kind of stew over, to something to consider. And the first thing is know why. Why is it that you want to change careers? Some of the usual suspects are feeling underappreciated, feeling that your contributions are not recognized or that they don't matter, feeling that you're underpaid, that you're overworked, that you're unfulfilled. The list can go on and on and on. And there could be some other things like you hate your coworkers, you hate your supervisor, whatever. Anyway, you get where I'm going with this. So determine the specific source of your dissatisfaction is the very first thing that you need to do. And look a little deeper and figure out, is it the employer? Or like I was just talking about, the boss or the co-workers or the work? I mean, what is it? Or is it the industry that you are in? That's the source of the problem. And this will help you to determine what the correct solution is to the problem that you're having. If you are unhappy with your organization, then changing employers may be the solution. If you are in a situation like I was 16 years ago, I loved the career field that I was in. However, it was one that didn't pay well. And I knew that going in, but at 21, well, when I made the decision to go to major, and that probably younger than that. I mean, that is not really wasn't really a deal breaker. I'm just thinking I want to do something that I enjoy doing. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. I got a lot of fulfillment from it. And it's part of the reason, or part of the thing that has brought me back to where I am today on this live right here talking to you about how you can have a career that fits your skills, your abilities, your education, your experience, but that also pays you well, that gives you room for growth and fulfillment and all of these wonderful things that we want to have in our careers. But as I was saying, it didn't pay well. Therefore, in order to make more money, the money that I felt like I needed to make to be able to take care of a family when I had it one day, I had to switch career fields completely. But if that's not your situation and you're just feeling like you're underpaid, and it's not the industry, it's just your job and your employer not offering salaries commensurate with what other employers are offering, then that's something that you can talk, or if you're feeling like you're overworked, that's something you can talk to your supervisor about and let him or her know how you're feeling about it. And if they value your contribution, they will be willing to try to work out some kind of solution for you, whether that looks like a promotion or allowing you some kind of flexibility to make up for, whatever the shortage or the discrepancy is. Then they'll be willing to come up with something to try to keep you because they value you. Number 2, and let me just say something about this value. So, I know a lot of people feel underappreciated, undervalued in their careers, and they feel like, their supervisors don't recognize the initiative that they take, the work, the effort that they put into, doing what they do. And that is a big source of being, unsatisfied. in their careers. But same thing, the first thing you can do is try to, before you decide to just quit, is to talk about it. See if you can work something out. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And if you can't, then you know what you need to do. Now back to number 2. Get the right education. So if you've decided that you need to change industries completely, or if your job target is something that's more advanced than what you have the education and experience to qualify for, then it might be necessary for you to get additional training to get the job that you want. A good way to know what qualifications you need is to look at job postings. There's, all kinds of online job postings. You can go to companies' websites and see what jobs they have available. Look at those job descriptions and see what kind of experience they're requiring and what kind of education they require. That's a good way to know whether or not you need to go back to school for something that you're interested in. And of course, you're looking for job postings for jobs that are in the career field that you're interested in going into. Just want to make that clear so nobody goes out there and you're all confused and looking over here when you really should be looking over there. And so, just a warning, and this is something that's based on my personal experience that I had, is that if you look at job postings and they say that they have a certain education requirement or experience requirement, and you don't meet everything that's on that job description or job announcement, do not, and I repeat, do not allow that to stop you from applying for that job anyway. And like I said, this is from personal experience with my very first job, fresh out of college. It wasn't my first job I've ever had, but my first professional job. I didn't have all the qualifications for it, guys. I really didn't. If I read that application, if I read that job posting and what I brought to the table as a brand new college graduate, I did not have, the experience that they wanted, but I had the education. And so, but I had previous employment experience too. And so don't forget those transferable skills that you might have, and don't not apply for a job just because you don't have every little thing that they say that you need to have. There's other things that employers will consider that they may not put in that job announcement. So go after it if it's something that you want, and let them determine if you're not, the candidate that they seek. So just a little bit of encouragement on that end, of course. And then, if you decide that, you do need to get some additional college training, I'm saying college training, it doesn't have to be college. It could be a technical, it could be certification. It could be a technical certification degree, whatever they call them. Whatever it is, just the additional training that you need, check with the admissions counselor to get some information to help you make an informed decision. Like, what are their class scheduling like? Is it going to allow for a person who's already employed to be able to attend classes? You're not a freshman, 18-year-old freshman anymore. You can't go to, or you may not be able to go to an 8 o'clock class every morning because you have a job that you have to go to. And so you might need to find something that you can do on the weekends or that you can do online. So find out how they offer their courses. In addition to their scheduling algorithm, if you will, find out about tuition assistance that they have and any other programs or services that might fit a working adult who's going back for some additional education. And then my third and final thing is that I beg of you not to just leave your current employment abruptly. Keep your steady income going until you have secured a new position. I repeat, keep your steady income going until you have secured a new position. It is entirely possible to conduct a job search while you already are holding down a job. Use your leave, schedule your interviews on a lunch break, especially if you have to do one that's by phone. That's an easy fix to be able to adjust that. Adjust your work hours. Maybe you come in late or you come in early so that you can make a job interview if you have one that's in person, but do whatever it takes to work around until you have secured a new position. And this also gives you leverage with the new employer when it comes to negotiating your salary, because you already have a salary coming in. You have a basis for it. They know that if they want you, they're gonna have to at least. They're going to have to beat what you already have. I'm sorry. You can't just offer me the same thing I already have and I'm making all these different changes. So they give you some leverage, okay? And so once you have secured your new job, yay, you, be sure to give your employer ample notification that you're going to be departing. 2 weeks is customary, but that depends on the kind of job that you're in. Sometimes even a month's notice is, something that employees would really appreciate, especially if it's a key position that they have to fill, or it's one that's hard to fill, or the job has a big portfolio of responsibilities. It would be nice to give more notice versus less. And this will help you actually. It'll help you because it'll help to ensure that your employer will be more willing to give you a good recommendation. And if not for this job, then maybe for the next job when you're ready to make your next career move. So don't be short-sighted when you're thinking about these things. Think about it long-term down the road. What's your next step? Because this is not the end for you, more than likely. And if you are not content in your current position, it's a great decision to find employment that increases your fulfillment, that increases your quality of life, and go for it. Just make sure that you follow these things that I have just outlined for you, and you'll be well on your way. Now, if you need a little bit more of help because you're not crystal clear on what that next thing looks like, what that next job looks like, you just know you want a new career, then I'm here to help. Anyway, I have a free 3-part e-course entitled Career on Fire, 3 Steps to Your Next Level that'll help you with exactly that. It is an hour worth of content, 3 sections broken up into like 20 minutes of information that'll help to walk you through steps to help you figure out what that ideal next level looks like in your career, what that next job looks like, what that next career field looks like even. So check it out at my website at www.vashanaweatherspoon.com, and that's my name.com, and pick up your free copy. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is put in your details. It'll start sending you the information right away so you can get started tonight. You don't even have to wait until January. So that is it for me tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed this great content that I have shared with you, and that it will help you in your career change in the new year. So before I leave, I want to ask you to please like and share this video. Like and share it at the bottom, the little the little symbol at the bottom, so that other people can benefit from this broadcast. I will see you next time. I hope you have a great evening, and bye-bye.